It's your host again, the son of Major, Coach Prince Aderemi, popularly known as Coach PA. Today, who is called to be a prophet and who was called into the prophetic and who was being impacted into the prophetic. Book of Jeremiah 1 verse 5. The Bible says, I knew you before you were being born, I knew you. Even in your mother's womb, I knew you. This is to tell you, there are people that are called the prophet. They are being born as a prophet. When you are a prophet, does not mean you are being born. When I'm going to teach you on one thing about the prophet, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back shortly. Thank you. Enoch's Prophetic School of Theology. Enoch Prophetic School of Theology. The generation of Enochs. We are here to shine out this season. I just told you about Jeremiah. Jeremiah is a man who is called from his mother's womb. Jeremiah is one of the prophets you can call as a prophet who God ordained from his mother's womb. And so when there is a prophet, there must be someone God has called for your life. There must be someone who God has called as a prophet before he was being born. And that's what the Bible says. He said, before you were being born, I knew you. In your mother's womb, I knew you. And it simply means that, and God himself has already ordained Jeremiah as a prophet. That's the number one series of a prophet. A prophet that have been called from his father's womb, from his mother's wombs. Those are who we call called prophet. Those are number one we call called prophet. God called them into the office of a prophet. They never go through the series of the impartation or the level of renovations and implantations of the spirit. Today I'll be talking about the number two. Call into the prophet. Call into the prophet. I told you earlier, I said, we're going to be taking it series by series as a blessings of the Father. Elisha was not a prophet. Elisha is a farmer. The Bible makes me understand that Elisha was just an ordinary farmer. Elisha never has the calling of the prophetic. But Elijah has the calling of the prophetic. And so that's why Elisha served Elijah. Elisha served Elijah. Those are people you call into the prophetic. You call those people into the prophetic. And these people you call into the prophetic, they are not being called born prophet. They are made prophet. You made them to be a prophet through the implantation. Elisha began to implant the prophetic into Elijah, and that's why the Bible records Elijah as one of the greatest servants, a still worshiper of a good example to the prophetic. And so he's being called into the prophetic. And three is the impartation. The level of your service, or the level of you coming close to the prophet, is the capacitance of the prophetic you get. Let me just make you understand. Jesus himself was being born as a prophet, but Jesus could not function in the prophetic until he was being baptized. And that's why Peter was a called farmer again in the New Testament. And because there was a plantation that begins to grow in the act of Peter, and is why the ministry of Jesus was being transferred to Peter. That is impartation and implantation. When you implant something, you begin to grow the person gradually. You begin to grow the person. You begin to grow the person on stage, until the person comes to understand. As a son of the major, I come to understand something, that the impartation and the implantation my father has implanted to me has given me the ability to carry out the acuteness of myself to prophesy. I was not called into the prophetic. My father called me into the prophetic through the prophetic school. Listen, these are the three people you will see the born prophet prophesying in the midst of prophet. You will see the called prophet prophesying in the midst of Shepherd Bushiri, Prophet Passion, Prophet Enoch, Good News, Our Father, Senior Prophet Hubert Angel. You will be prophesying in their midst. That does not mean you are being ordained from your mother's womb. But because of the implantation that has been taking place, you have the accessibility to charismatic, the prophetic, and begin to prophesy. And so the prophetic acts a code that I am going to be I'm going to be disputting this code to you. Prophetic does not function in the atmosphere of silence. Jeremiah said it. He said, I am a call. It is a time to fulfill the house of Jacob, the house of Israel. And so, in the book of Jeremiah 33, verse 14, he was trying to understand that you must learn to walk with noise. And that's why Elisha said, bring me the instrumentalists and let them sing for me. Hallelujah. And so the implantation is the last one I'm going to be talking about very shortly, and I want you to just look at your screen and call this number. The Enoch's Prophetic School is about to start another new level of the prophetic. In just you picking the form from any of the bank in Nigeria is going to really help you, whereby you're going to be prophesying like a father. You're going to be prophesying like the son. I'm the son of the major too, Prophet Enoch's name and Ebeli, the major of the second. I'm here to tell you that the impartation of the theology in 1 week prophetic school, starting from on the 1st of December to on the 7th of December, is has to do with you, bishop, evangelists, prophets, and apostles and teachers. Also, other one who desire for the office of the prophetic. My father is going to be impacting and implanting the gift of the prophetic. I can tell you there is going to be a reign of prophecy whereby Papa will impact on you. After the 7 days of the school, you're going to be receiving a prophetic mandate to go and prophesy. In this, Prophet Enoch's Nathan will be live to impact and implant the prophetic. He's a born prophet. I am a called prophet. And it is time for you to be a next impact prophet. It is a time for generation of Prophet Nathan Egbeli. We are the generations of Nathan Egbeli. Enoch's TV. Don't go anywhere.